Let me tell you something. Success is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about having the perfect background or all the resources lined up for you. Success comes down to one thing: hunger. That deep, burning desire inside you that refuses to let you settle. Hunger is the difference between someone who dreams and someone who wakes up at 3 a.m. to chase that dream. Hunger is what makes you keep going when your body says stop, when your mind says you've done enough, but your spirit knows you haven't even scratched the surface yet. See, a lot of people say they want it, but the truth is they don't want it bad enough. They want it as long as it's convenient, as long as it doesn't hurt, as long as they don't have to sacrifice sleep, comfort, or time with friends. But hunger doesn't care about comfort. Hunger will wake you up when everybody else is still asleep. Hunger will have you practicing, studying, working, pushing while everyone else is chilling. Hunger will not let you settle for average because it knows you're built for greatness. I've seen people with incredible talent, people with all the opportunities in the world, waste it because they weren't hungry. And I've seen others with nothing, no money, no connections, no advantages, but they had hunger. And because of that hunger, they made it happen. Hunger will take you places talent can't. Hunger will push you past people who had a head start. Hunger will make the impossible possible because you're willing to do what others won't. But here's the thing. Hunger isn't about a quick fix. It's not about one motivational moment where you feel fired up. Hunger is daily. Hunger is waking up and reminding yourself why you started, what's at stake, and why you can't quit now. Hunger is looking in the mirror and telling yourself, I refuse to waste another day. Hunger is being willing to pay the price today so you can enjoy the reward tomorrow. When you're hungry, you stop negotiating with your goals. You don't say, I'll do it later. You don't say, I'll start tomorrow. You don't say, I'll give 50% today and 100% next week. No. When you're hungry, you attack every single day like it's the only day you've got. You give it all. You leave nothing behind because you know opportunities don't come twice. You either seize the moment or you lose it forever. So if you really want to know the secret, it's not about being the smartest or the strongest. It's about being the hungriest. Because when you're truly hungry, you'll do whatever it takes. And when you're that hungry, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. You've got to make a decision in your life right now. Are you going to live in excuses or are you going to live in results? Because let's be honest, excuses sound good, don't they? They give you temporary relief. They make you feel justified when you don't show up, when you don't give your best, when you fall short. But here's the truth. Excuses don't pay the bills. Excuses don't get you the degree. Excuses don't help you cross the finish line. Excuses don't put your dream in your hands. Only results do. See, the problem is most people spend more energy crafting excuses than they do creating solutions. They'll say, I don't have the money. They'll say, I don't have the time. They'll say, nobody supports me. And they get so caught up in repeating those excuses that they convince themselves it's impossible. But the beast doesn't operate that way. The beast looks at the same situation, the same lack of money, the same lack of support, the same lack of time, and says, so what? I'm going to find a way. That's the difference. Excuses kill dreams. Results build legacies. Let me make it plain. Nobody's going to remember your excuses. Years from now, nobody's going to say, oh, you didn't make it because you were tired, because you didn't have the right shoes, because you grew up in the wrong neighborhood. No one cares about the reasons. People only remember the results. Did you do it or not? Did you show up or not? Did you finish or not? That's all that matters in the end. And I get it. Life is not fair. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to get knocked down. But that's not your excuse. That's your reason to fight harder. Because every time you push through an obstacle, every time you find a way despite the setback, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your circumstances. And that builds a level of confidence that excuses can never give you. When you're locked in on results, you stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You stop waiting for someone else to save you, to give you a handout, to make it easier. You take control. You say, I don't need easy, I just need possible. And once you commit to that mindset, you realize that every excuse you've ever used was just holding you hostage. It wasn't protecting you. It was keeping you average. So let me challenge you right now. Stop telling yourself why you can't and start proving to yourself why you can. Stop rehearsing excuses and start rehearsing discipline. Stop feeding the doubt and start feeding the grind. Because at the end of the day, excuses are free, but results are going to cost you everything. And if you want to live like a beast, you've got to be willing to pay that price. Pain is temporary. That's the truth most people don't want to face. Because when you're in the middle of it, when your body is tired, when your mind is exhausted, when you're hurting, it feels permanent. It feels like it's never going to end. But the reality is, pain always passes. What doesn't pass, what lasts forever, is the greatness you build through that pain. Think about it, every sacrifice you've ever made, every night you stayed up studying, every extra rep you pushed out in the gym, every hour you spent working when you wanted to quit. That pain didn't last. It came, it hurt, but eventually it faded. And what you were left with was the reward, the grade, the strength, the growth, the progress. But if you quit in the middle of the pain, all you're left with is regret. Regret lasts longer than any pain you'll ever experience. The beast understands that. The beast doesn't run from pain. It leans into it. Because pain is the sign you're moving forward. Pain is the indicator you're stretching beyond your limits. Pain means you're doing something most people don't have the courage to do. And that's why most people will never know greatness. They spend their whole lives avoiding pain, chasing comfort, staying safe. But comfort never built a champion. Safety never created a legacy. If you want to leave your mark, you've got to be willing to hurt for it. I know some of you are tired. I know some of you are thinking about quitting. You've been grinding for months, for years, and you still don't see the results you want. But let me tell you, every second you endure that pain is an investment. Every tear, every ounce of sweat, every sleepless night, it's all compounding into something greater. And when that breakthrough comes, when you finally taste the success you've been working for, you're going to look back and realize the pain was the best thing that ever happened to you. Because it shaped you, it built you, it prepared you for the weight of success. The truth is, the pain you feel today will be the strength you stand on tomorrow. And once you've gone through it, once you've endured, you become unstoppable. Because you realize pain can't break you. It can only build you. That's the mindset of a beast. The willingness to endure what others run from. Because you know on the other side of pain is a version of you that the world hasn't even seen yet. So when the pain comes, and it will, don't run, don't hide, don't quit. Stand tall, embrace it, push through it. Because pain is temporary, but greatness lasts forever. Motivation is a beautiful thing. It's the spark. It's the fire that gets you started. But here's the truth, motivation is not enough. Motivation fades. Motivation disappears when you're tired, when life gets hard, when you've been grinding for weeks and you still don't see the results you want. That's where most people quit because they were only fueled by a feeling. But beast mode isn't about feelings. It's about discipline. Discipline is what separates the people who dream from the people who do. Discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is sticking to the plan even when you're tempted to quit. Discipline is saying no to distractions when everyone else is saying yes. It's easy to show up when you're motivated, when the music is loud, when the energy is high, when people are cheering you on. But what about when nobody's watching? What about when it's just you, the grind and the silence? That's when discipline has to kick in. See, the beast doesn't wait to feel like it. The beast knows feelings are temporary, just like pain. Discipline is permanent. Discipline says, I don't care if I'm tired. I don't care if I'm stressed. I don't care if it's hard. I made a commitment and I'm going to honor it. That's how champions are built, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows where no one else is willing to do the work. Think about it like this: motivation is the engine, but discipline is the driver. Without discipline, you'll start strong and finish nowhere. Without discipline, you'll get hyped up after a speech, after a video, after a conversation, but the moment life hits you, you'll fall right back into old habits. Discipline keeps you moving forward, no matter how you feel, no matter what the situation looks like. And let's be real, you're not always going to want to do the work. You're going to have days where you want to stay in bed, where you want to take it easy, where you want to say, I'll do it tomorrow. But discipline won't let you do that. Discipline won't let you sabotage your own future. Discipline reminds you that the mission is bigger than the mood you're in right now. Discipline says, do it anyway. When you master discipline, you become dangerous. Because now nothing can stop you, not fatigue, not doubt, not setbacks, not failure. You show up consistently. You stack small wins every day. And over time, those wins add up to something massive. That's the secret to beast mode. It's not about always being fired up. It's about always being locked in. So don't just chase motivation, build discipline. Because motivation might get you started, but discipline will make sure you finish. Talent is good, but talent without effort will never be enough. Too many people think being gifted is the shortcut, that if they've got natural ability, the world will just hand them success. But that's not how it works. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards production. And the way you produce, the way you dominate, the way you set yourself apart is by outworking everybody else in the room. When you step into any arena, school, sports, business, life, there will always be someone smarter, someone faster, someone with more connections, someone with more resources. But there should never be someone willing to work harder than you. That's the one area you can control. You may not control your background. You may not control your circumstances, but you can always control your effort. Effort levels the playing field. Effort makes giants fall. Effort turns underdogs into champions. The beast understands that success is not about one big moment. It's about thousands of little choices stacked up over time. While others are sleeping, the beast is studying. While others are partying, the beast is practicing. While others are complaining, the beast is creating. Every hour you invest that someone else wastes is an hour that pushes you closer to your goal and pulls them further behind. That's how you win, not overnight, but over time. And don't get it twisted. Outworking everyone doesn't mean doing just enough to say you tried. It means going past your comfort zone, past the point where your body says stop, past the point where your mind tells you to quit. It means pushing so hard that when others look at you, they know you're different. They know you don't just want it. You're obsessed with it. Obsession plus effort equals domination. People love to talk about dreams, but the grind is what separates the talkers from the doers. Dreams without grind are fantasies. Grind turns them into reality. And the grind isn't glamorous. It's early mornings, late nights, repetition, sacrifice, and sweat. But when you're willing to pay that price, when you're willing to outwork everyone else, the results will speak for themselves. You won't have to convince anyone you're great. They'll see it. And here's the best part: hard work compounds. The effort you put in today makes tomorrow easier. The consistency builds momentum. One brick at a time, one rep at a time, one step at a time, you're building something unstoppable. And the person who was once overlooked, underestimated, or doubted becomes the one nobody can touch. Not because they had the most talent, but because they had the most grind. So stop worrying about what everybody else has. Stop comparing your gifts to theirs. Focus on what you can control: your effort. Because if you're willing to outwork everybody in the room, sooner or later, you're going to own the room. Beast mode isn't just about working hard for the sake of working hard. It's not just about waking up early, grinding late, or pushing your body and mind past their limits. That's part of it. But the real essence of beast mode is purpose. It's knowing why you do what you do. Because without a purpose, the grind becomes empty. Without a purpose, the sacrifices feel meaningless. But when you connect your work to your purpose, that's when everything changes. That's when the grind becomes bigger than you. See, some people are just existing. They wake up, go through the motions, do what they have to do, and then start over the next day. But they're not living. They're not pursuing anything deeper than survival. And that's why they never feel fulfilled, even if they're busy all the time. Living with purpose means every action you take, every ounce of energy you give, every sacrifice you make is moving you towards something that matters. It's about leaving something behind that outlives you. When you're aligned with purpose, you stop chasing validation from others. You're not working just to impress people. You're working to impact people. You're not driven by applause. You're driven by assignment. And that shift is powerful because it gives you endurance. When you want to quit, your purpose whispers, keep going. When you face obstacles, your purpose reminds you, this is bigger than the pain. When you succeed, your purpose tells you, this is only the beginning. Purpose fuels consistency, and consistency builds legacy. And here's the truth. You don't get to keep everything you've been given. Your gifts, your talents, your opportunities, they're not just for you. They're meant to serve the world. Too many people die full of dreams they never chased, full of ideas they never acted on, full of potential they never tapped into. Don't let that be you. Don't leave this earth with your best work still inside you. De-empty, pour it all out. Give everything you've got every day until there's nothing left. That's how you honor the life you've been given. And I know some of you are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect plan. But there is no perfect time. All you have is right now. That's why you've got to live with urgency, because time is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not promised. You don't get to hit rewind. Every day you wait is a day wasted. Every day you hesitate is a day you can't get back. So live with purpose, grind with urgency, love with intensity, give with everything you have. Because when your time is up, you don't want to leave wondering what could have been. You want to leave empty, knowing you gave it all.